So before we get into this conversation, I want to say this because I just had to delete a video I made about the situation VDM had posted. And yes, it was a little bit off or brutal, let's put it like that, because I don't hide my mouth. But now I'm just going to restructure it very quickly. Number one, let's understand one thing. Money does not equal integrity or value. It never has, it never will be. This is a lie that has been infused in our minds for a very long time, that the people of Nigeria, and this happens all over the world, the people of Nigeria feel like if they are not on a certain financial status, they have no value. And we need to change that narrative, because let's be honest, if we do not change the way we think, it doesn't matter the leaders we bring into power, they would always take advantage of us, and they will always put us in a downwards position. Two, the police, their job, anything in uniform, their job is to protect thy people. You need to, as police officers, you need to always listen to both sides of a story to understand who needs punishment in certain situations. A person, just because they have money, does not make them right. And majority of the people in power feel like they have authority because they have money. You need to be fair and not be cowards when you're dealing with the lives of human beings. Number three, the way you dress and the way your hairstyle is made does not deem you a criminal under no shape or fashion. It's just a hairdo. Majority of the people that have clean cuts might be into businesses that are not legal. You cannot judge a person's character based on the way they are dressed. Someone like me, I have a lot of tattoos, but I am one of the most moral people I know. My tattoos doesn't make me a bad person. I could decide tomorrow, because human nature is always wanting change. It always wants something fresh, something different. I could decide to make dreadlocks tomorrow. It doesn't make me any bad. Judge me based on my personality, judge me based on my integrity, and judge me based on how I treat people. That's how I should be judged, not because of a hairstyle. Now, also, when it comes to running businesses, you should have a certain principle of how you deal with your clients, right? When both of you get into a scuffle, that could lead into something else. Still doesn't give anybody the right to put hands on you. And I'm sorry, in majority of cases, not always the customer is right. Majority of customers in general, they feel because they are paying you that you're beneath them. So we'll just leave that one there. Now, let's get into the story of today, because, this one is actually very funny to me. Now, this darling mama on our screen decided to mess up, decided to choose the part of the oppressors. And I find it very strange. All of a sudden, since the first lady decided to come out and tell us that the way of empowering thy people is by selling corn akara and kuli kuli, now all of a sudden you see hula balloons jumping out of the woodworks to justify this behavior. In 2026, if we want to raise our economy and raise our country, we need to do more than the bare minimum. We need to empower the people of Nigeria, because if there is one thing I know is Nigerians are very, very educated. The only thing they lack is opportunities. It is your job as a government to create opportunities for thy people. Number one, to feel safe, to be in an environment when they can develop their mental states of minds, to teach them how to think in a positive way that could influence the society in a positive way. If we keep settling for stories like these, like go sell corn and whatever, it's a problem in 2026. We will never develop, and we would always be looked down on, not just by Nigerians but by other countries. Now, this woman over here thought she was wise. She came out a few days ago and claimed that she makes 2.5 million naira every month out of selling corn. Now, everybody who saw that knew exactly what was going on. Somebody somewhere paid somebody or intended to pay somebody to give this narrative. She said she had sent two of her children to higher institutions. Bravo for you. Now, don't get me wrong. There are certain people, I remember I used to travel all the way to, I swear they windshield that place. There's a place in Abuja where I used to buy amala for some strange reason, and it was very cheap. For some strange reason, I would dream of this thing. I would literally book a ticket just to fly to Abuja. That was in the good old days, not now that ticket is extremely crazy. I would go all the way over there to just buy amala, and that woman was banking. According to what we heard, she was making over 4 million a day, not a month. She was making money. You would see all the cars lined down there. Now, why I say we need to be very careful, and I'll keep insisting this, we need to be very careful what we put out on the internet, because it could determine if somebody decides to help you or not. Clearly, I'm sorry, with the way this woman looks, she clearly has not seen that kind of money. And I laugh about it because now someone like me, if I ever came across her, I would never help her. Because you put yourself before thy people. Anytime you decide to choose a path, that yes, it is your choice. It is your choice to make any decisions you want, but also remember that you're going to be the only one chopping the consequences of your decision. I would never, not today, not yesterday, and not tomorrow, stand with anyone who stands with the bad leaders we have today just to profit from it. Now she has the audacity to come out and say, oh, please help you do what exactly? Help you do what? The only reason you're potentially coming out right now because you went viral on the internet is because, one, they probably promised you something and didn't give it to you, because that's how the pattern rolls. For months now, we have been seeing women in certain natives running around the streets and being stuck in places because they were promised. We've seen people come out for protest against thy people, all in the name of they promised you something. What is the value of that thing they promised you? Because I promise you it will not last more than a week in your hand. You sell your country because of rice. You sell your country for as low as 5,000 naira. Sometimes you get 500 naira, as happened in Buhari's time. We know people who receive 500 naira for their votes. You put your selfish needs ahead of thy people, not understanding that when the system works, it works also in your favor. You're a con thief right now. You're a con thief. I personally would never patronize this woman. I don't care how old she looks or how sad she looks. You put your own needs before thy people. And that is a no-no in my book any day. Yes, it is difficult to work. Yes, it is difficult to create a name. But that is what life is about. Life was never meant to be easy. And life was never meant to be about your selfishness. It was never meant to be there. Again, I repeat, be very mindful of the content you put out there. In your mind, you think, oh, I'm just going to blow right now. Oh, this is going to take me from point A to point B. But you destroy yourself in the long run. Because one thing is for sure, the internet will never forget. Even 20 years down the line, somebody will bring it out. Please, people, start educating your mothers and your grandmothers on how to behave. Educate them on how not to take money when it is the wrong cause. Focus on thy people, because I'm telling you, at the rate at which we're going, there's going to be more crimes happening, there's going to be more kidnappings happening, there's going to be a lot of bullshit happening that will affect everyone sooner or later. You're not exempt because you're quiet, you're not exempt because you're light-skinned, you're not exempt because you're following APC, you're not exempt. When bad things are about to happen, they will touch absolutely everyone, including your mothers and your grandmothers and your fathers too. Be very mindful what you put out there on the internet, please. And thank you very much. She made me not want to eat corn ever again in my life.